10 through 1, who's your 10 spot?
All right, I'm going Packers. You're
Me too.
Packers. Yeah,
Me too.
I mean, look, it was okay.
This is not a good spot.
Well, let's have this. It's not. Let's have this conversation because they've been much higher on both of our lists. It was between them or the Vikings for my 10 spot, and I went Packers because of Jordan Love.
Okay.
Even though he's banged up, like he's going to be fine. I have the Vikings out again.
Whoa.
I told you when they lost that first game, I said they're done. They were fugazi to begin with. I still believe it. But with that being said, and they won, by the way, this week. Nope. It was between the Packers or Vikings, and I went Packers because they're better. I just believe they're a better team.
You know what's funny? I went Packers at 10 because of Jordan Love. Mm-hmm. He's throwing an interception in every single game.
He's playing hurt, George.
In that loss to the Lions. But the pick sixes?
I know.
The pick six was bad.
I know.
They lost 24-14.
I know.
How different is that game if he doesn't throw that pick six and they're in it?
When he was healthy, he was lights out. I think he's struggling because he's trying to play hurt, and he is. But that's what happens. But listen, he is playing himself healthy with every week that he is upright, George.
We'll see.
In theory, he should be getting more healthy and getting back on track.
Who's 9 for you?
In theory, I'm going Falcons. I keep telling you I don't believe in them big picture, but how am I supposed to keep them out of the top 10?
Yep.
That offense is lethal.
Yep.
I don't trust this team as far as I can throw them, but what are you supposed to do? It's weapons everywhere. Cousins is getting rid of the ball. They're swag surfing in the stands. I mean, this feels like a special Falcons team, even though I know it's fool's gold.
Even with the exciting White at quarterback?
Him and Brad Stevens and Total Wine and more.
Yeah. I wanted them to add more. They needed a pass rusher, but the offense is great. I went Texans at 9.
All right.
They're falling back to me. Look, but last we saw them, they got absolutely stunted by the Jets, but it's no Nico Collins, no Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
The offensive line's been playing bad, but that's more of what we've seen at large, where C.J. Stroud's been kept in check multiple games, and he's played bad multiple games.
Yeah.
I don't think it's because of him. It's because of that O-line. This Texas team, I believe in them. They have a high ceiling, but they've been playing at their floor more than at their potential, and that's why I have them 9. Who do you have 8?
Another example where I should have listened to you. I have the Texans at 8, and I've had them like top 5 all year, and I've been telling you I think this is the team to push the Chiefs in the AFC, and you kept saying something's off with C.J. Stroud, something's not right, Now I'm finally listening. I have them all the way down at 8, and you know I've been high on this team. I'm starting to see where you're coming from here. Is it a sophomore slump? Possibly, but I need him to get back on track before I start believing them again, big picture.
Yeah, it's the same thing, and it's tough to knock them that far, but it is because of what they do. So for me, at the 8 spot, I have the Eagles, and I think I should have them higher. It's Nick Sirianni that scares me. First 4 games for Jalen Hurts. 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions total, including his rushing.
Sure.
Last 4 games, 12 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, completing 73% of his passes. And let's talk about Saquon Barkley. I mean, 116 yards per game,
Freak.
6 yards a carry.
Freak.
What he did against the Jaguars at the line of 27, 159, and 1.
Freak.
And the most ridiculous hurdle we've ever seen. Do you understand the athleticism, confidence, and awareness you have to have when your back is turned to an NFL defender and you go, I'm just going to jump and hurdle over him? Like, he knew what he was doing there. But to do that and you know what's going to happen, I don't think people could comprehend how insane that is athletically. Yeah. After breaking a tackle, your back's turned. He jumped up and a guy went right under him. Dude, I don't know. I'm just so baffled by it.
I can answer your question.
Please.
No,
yes,
I'll just answer your question. I don't understand it. Okay, the most athletic thing I've ever done in my life is get in sporting events and not embarrass myself in the small minutes that I played. And in fact, I don't think you're wrong having the Eagles at 8. I have them at 7, and it is because of exactly why you have them so low is why I have them so low. Nick Sirianni. I mean, neither one of us trust him, nor should we. This Eagles roster talent, they should be top 3 in these damn power rankings.
Yeah.
They're not there because of the coach. Next question.
It's bad. It is bad. So, 7 spot?
Eagles.
Yeah, I have Steelers at 7. Adding Preston Smith, what the defense has been, good run defense, and everything they add to it. What about the 6th spot?
I'm going Steelers here. They play Washington this week.
Close.
Yeah, well, because we're smart. They play Washington this week. So just spoiler alert here, I have Steelers and Commanders. But obviously they could flip-flop. I mean, if the Steelers beat the Commanders, I'll have to obviously put them over the Commanders. But right now I have the Steelers at 6.
I went Vikings at 6.
Okay.
They get that win against the Colts. They shut them out.
You believe in
Joe
that
Flacco
team.
in check. They held Jonathan Taylor 48 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Look, the loss against the Lions was an absolute shootout where they should have had a one after that scoop and score. That Lions hangover on a short week against the Rams, that's a tough one, but making no excuse. They're a better team than that. It was a letdown game against the Rams, but that defense is legit. They stopped their run. They play their game. And Sam Darnold had 3 passing touchdowns, none of which to Justin Jefferson, who also went off in the game. There's layers to this team that scares me.
That's fair. I just don't. I'm not buying it. And I think as the season goes on, because we're only halfway, bro. As the season goes on, I think the Vikings will get exposed.
We'll see. We'll see. We're halfway there. I feel like it hasn't happened all the way yet. Hey, make sure to call into Boston as enter the chat, 617-790-0928, or email us, thechat@nesson.com. That's to join the conversation. Leave your name. Doesn't matter to us. Call in, voicemail, email us. That is 617-790-0928 for Boston has entered the chat. All right, let's get to the top 5. Bills, I have them at 5.
I respect that.
You have them at 3, don't you?
No, I have them at 4, so I'm not far off. We're simpatico, my friend. We are.
They still concern me with the defense. They're not great against the run. There wasn't a lot of pressure on Tua.
Yeah.
They keep trailing at half, but they find ways to win. They're 3-0 against their division.
Yep.
They're 7-2. And in a shootout with Miami, which is dangerous for any team, they came out on top, and the layer of not just having James Cook, but the emergence of Ray Davis and adding Amari Cooper, who was inactive in this game. The Bills are playing well. I like them at that 5 spot.
I'm going Commanders, but as I said, if they lose to the Steelers, I'll flip-flop because I have the Steelers at 6. The only reason I went Commanders over the Steelers is as great as Russell Wilson is playing, and he is playing great.
Yes.
Like, I got to give him credit. I was so wrong on that.
I'll
gladly eat crow on that. But Jaden Daniels is better. I'm sorry.
Yes.
And so at this stage of their careers, I'm taking Jaden Daniels 10 out of 10 times and twice on Sundays, which is why I have the Commanders at 5.
I like that, how you differentiate the two.
Yes.
I mean, Russ, both games, 260-plus passing
Fantastic.
yards. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
He's fantastic.
And he's still coming back into playing the game, too. Like, there is rust for him to knock
I'd
off.
still rather have Jaden Daniels.
4 spot, I have Commanders. And it is adding Marshawn Lattimore. It's everything they do. Jaden Daniels is a game changer. They're off to a 7-2 start. What Dan Quinn has that defense performing with the lack of talent, now they had someone to help in the secondary. They keep doing well. I like the Commanders at my 4. Who do you have?
I have the Bills. For the first time, I think, in the Josh Allen era, since they've been good. You remember Josh Allen took a second, but since they've been real bona fide contenders, I actually think low-key this is probably the Bills team that may be able to break through. Because think about this. There's no expectations on this team for once. Josh Allen, up until now, has yet to have a bona fide sort of reliant running game. They have that now. And the Bills are not winning with Styles points like they have for years past. For once now, they're grinding out these games. That's where they used to get in trouble. They used to get leads. They couldn't run the ball to protect it. They get conservative late in the game and they'd blow a lead. Now they are grinding out wins. Welcome to how you win in the playoffs in the NFL, Buffalo. This team may actually go on a deep run, and no one's talking about it.
I like it. 3 spot, I have the Ravens.
Okay.
They're 6-3. So it's funny. I have a 3-loss team ahead of the Commanders, the Bills, the Eagles, the Steelers, the Vikings, all 2-loss teams. But they're 3 losses. Chiefs week 1. Let down against the Raiders, like awfully.
Yeah.
And then that loss to the Browns, where if Kyle Hamilton picks a ball off, that they win that game. Like they're 2 plays away, in my opinion, between Chiefs and Browns of being a 1-loss team. But more importantly, 41 points on this Broncos defense that was allowing 15 points per game, just 280 total yards per game. In 7 straight scoring possessions, 7 straight possessions alone, not the whole game, they put up 441 net yards and 41 points. Ravens are at 3.
Ravens at 3 here as well, my friend. Look, you covered everything there, so I'll take it a step further. Let's look into the crystal ball here. The same way I was talking about the Bills grinding out wins and having a run game now. I think as long as Derrick Henry's healthy, the Ravens are another one of these teams. You want to beat Mahomes, and right now it's looking like you're going to have to go to Arrowhead to do it. Good luck. But if you want to beat him in the playoffs, the best way to do it is to keep his ass on the sideline. I mean, good luck playing defense against that guy. With DeAndre Hopkins, we were talking about, Kelsey, of course, always there. You must run the ball, have time of possession, control the clock. Don't play the shootout game with Patrick Mahomes. in the postseason. You don't want to do that. So if you can methodically have drives, keep them on the sideline, and your defense can get timely stops here or there, you have a chance. King Henry and the Ravens, I think, have a big shot to beat the Chiefs, and it's one of the reasons why I have them at 3 over some of these other teams as well.
And they added Tre'Davious White at the deadline. He's been injured. He hasn't been good, but if they can get anything out of him, and that's depth,
it's a good
we'll
move.
see what happens.
Yep.
2 spot, I have the undefeated Chiefs.
Oh, you do? I was wondering if either one of us had the stones to not have the Chiefs at 1, and it was not me, it's you.
Hey, I appreciate you. Look, and these top 2 teams to me are the top 2 teams to beat. But it's their performance against the Buccaneers. That was a bad defense. That was a banged-up offense. They took you to overtime. At points, you had to come back from playing down. Look, with the Chiefs, it's Mahomes, it's Hopkins, it's Kelsey. They're finding ways to win. The defense is great. I should put them at the 2 spot because I've seen the Lions absolutely control every single game they're in, and I'll get to them. But I have the Chiefs at 2. They're a 1B to me, but I put the Chiefs. I knocked them. I had them 1 last week. How this Lions team has been winning, how they've been playing, I have the Lions at 1.
I have the Lions too, but it's not because they haven't been playing like a number 1 team in a power ranking. Of course, they're beating the hell out of everyone. But at the end of the day, I'm sorry. The champs haven't lost yet. They have this guy, Patrick Mahomes. They added this guy, DeAndre Hopkins. I can't go against the Chiefs for my number 1 spot. But the Lions, I must admit, if we're just talking style points only, they lead the league in that. But yeah. I can't put them over the Chiefs at my number 1 spot when the team hasn't lost.
I agree. It's just they beat the Packers where their defense, it was 24-3 at one point.
Yep.
Late touchdown by the Packers gives you the final score 24-14. In that game alone, they're 2 for 2 on 4th down. They score on both those 4th down plays. Against the Titans where they put up 52, Jared Goff only net 61 passing yards. Go to the Vikings, a 31-29 shootout against the best defense. They hung up 31 on them.
Yeah.
And in a game where they look dead at the end because of the fumble by David Montgomery, they find ways to win.
Yep.
They play hard. They take on their coach as much as we've knocked him on this program. They play hard. They show up. They make things happen. That's why I have the Lions at the 1 spot.
I have the Chiefs at 1 for obvious reasons. They haven't lost. They're the champs. At this point, they are reminding me eerily of the Patriots dynasty. And I say that because I gambled so heavily during that Patriots dynasty. I won and I lost money betting for and against the Patriots throughout that entire thing. Mm-hmm. Where I say they eerily remind me of that Patriots dynasty is the first Super Bowl they won. I bet on them to get it to lose that game, and they won. Then the second one against the Eagles, I bet on them to win. They cashed a ticket. Now I just spent this whole segment selling you on the Bills, selling you on the, who else did I say, the Lions, the Ravens, all these teams that may have a chance, maybe, against Mahomes in the playoffs. And you know it's likely going to happen again. It's just going to drive us all nuts. They're probably going to three-peat. I mean, I'm telling you, this feels like 2.0. It's Patriots 2.0 to me. This team's a dynasty. I may just make them all-time 1 in this power ranking thing. We can just, hey, Brendo, you can just put me down for Chiefs every week because I'm not going to change it. Even if they lose, which they will. I don't think they're going undefeated this season. It's not going to matter. Mm-hmm. This is the best team. It is.